Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, making the internet just the tiniest bit dumber by my presence, it is showtime. And I am Iron Man. Bam, 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 ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. I think I'll probably grab the Hulk Buster costume later. But for right now, I am just little old Iron Man. And I have a pet who is also Iron Man. It's complicated. All right.
I'd sing some Black Sabbath, but the bean counter said we spent all our money on writers. What do we...
That was all Nolan North as
You're getting a little close to my copyright with that whole Iron Fist thing, Rand.
where'd he go? As Deadpool, commenting, "I'd sing some Black Sabbath, but we didn't have the money for the rights." Where are we off to? Terminals. No? Story. Where are we off to? Mission Tracker, Shocker Unchained. That sounds smutty, doesn't it? Talk to Lieutenant Higgins. Where am I supposed to go to talk to Lieutenant Higgins? Hell's Kitchen? That's Electro. The abandoned subway. The nightclub district. Abandoned subway, I think. Oh, maybe it says something over here. Not so you'd notice. Is there an NPC over here I have to talk to? No. It's been a bit since I've played. Shocker Unchained. Talk to Lieutenant Higgins. Is that here? Might just be here.
Say, Nova, what OS do you have running that suit anyway?
That's Marie Hill. Where's Higgins? Where is Lieutenant Higgins? Trying to remember the iconography here. That's not him. I mean, I could have spent a minute or two looking before I started streaming, but that would be Mark. Region events, we accept. That's Agent Stan Lee.
What's wrong?
They appeared to send me to Hell's Kitchen South, which I thought was probably the one, and that should be to the default.
Just to be clear,
right now,
you
and
are not bossing me around.
there's
Fury
Coulson.
said I should expect you.
The other person should be then downstairs. Oh, that's the door. Well, anyway, here we are now. Entertain us. You know, superhero. Sure, I'm a superhero
God, just give me to the cops already.
and all that, but, you know. I don't know if this is the right location after all, but we'll make the best of it. Oh, they're running away. Can't say I blame them, though. This is a Bajillion Entertainment. The game that actually made this was Gazillion Entertainment, so they're kind of making fun of themselves.
I'd be pretty psyched to meet me too.
This is basically a treasure room, which you consider sort of a mini dungeon.
Sorry, not happening.
Everyone, you can leave now. Guys, all can just go. I've taken out the bad guys. You're all free to go. They're just standing there. They want to be. Oh no, there's our chest again.
It's crude, but it might be useful.
Some heavyweight voice talent in this game. Got Nolan North as Deadpool. Mark Hamill as the Green Goblin. Not that bad. They're good guys. Broke my jaw. All right, we have an event. Two minutes. I don't want to spend two. These guys up. No, not worth. Go in. Go into effort person.
No more.
There we go. Did we beat up everyone who needed to beaten up? No, we have not.
Move is my favorite sound.
No, I think we have. There should be a chest waiting for us by the door. There is. More XP.
I wonder how this works.
Wonder how this works.
Just to be clear, you are not bossing me around.
Electro's company. I'm not sure if this is actually where I'm supposed to be. I don't think so, but maybe. God damn it. No! Lots of explosions. Fortunately, I'm in armor.
Sorry, not happening.
There's none. I hit the wrong button. That time I did not hit the wrong button. And here comes.
How's a million volts taste?
I'm gonna get up there. Stop dropping poop on the ground, sir. Okay. I did not feel like I was actually in that targeted wrecked fuel area. Did that not go off? Yeah. Champion of Hell's Kitchen.
Just like I planned it.
And indeed, it was just like I planned it.
My leg!
Muffin. I don't know where hell I'm supposed to talk to Higgins. Higgins, are you here? Is Higgins here? No, it doesn't appear to be Higgins. Higgy baby. That's not Higgins either. I don't remember it being this difficult to... Where's the Shocker Unchained? This guy needs help. Oh, let me res him. There we go. XP. We love XP.
Seriously, not worth my time. Let's see what the boys in
Level
R&D
16. Power unlocked. Death from above. Cave skills? No. It's the skills. Missions? No. Missions, yes, that should be. Shocker Unchained is the next one. Okay, we did a little bit off the correct choices. Powers. We just got DFA, or Death from Above. Take flight and slam into the middle of a group of enemies. Well, I can't see where I wouldn't want to do that almost all of the time. I haven't been using the Repulsor Blast. We'll go ahead and replace the Repulsor Blast with that. And we'll see if we like it. Sure, yeah, I'm good with that.
I am really that good.
And that was a level for my channel. Symbiotes, man. Symbiotes, you know? I'm being consumed. Get help here before it's too late. Nah, it's too late for you, man. You're being consumed.
When we're done here, victory party on me.
Hurry, Iron Man. Oh, more of them. Oh, how close. Bust them up. Sonic emitters forcing the symbiotes off of their victims. Up. We face off with Venom himself.
Try to get my good side. Go on, try to eat my armor. I dare you.
Stupid
Next
Venom.
time.
Higgins should be somewhere up here then. Oh, there he is. There he is. We got the question mark. I just hadn't actually looked at the sort of the equivalent of a quest journal. Oop, want to grab those up. They're XP.
Just give me the cops already.
Lieutenant Higgins. Shocker Unchained. And that is not a reference to the, as far as I know, not a reference to the smutty gesture.
Sorry, not happening.
No, I'm not interested in running this event. 2 minutes is 2 minutes too long. I got places to be and things to do.
I've got an arc reactor. I gotta take care of this fast.
Another player, by the way. Tino. Not sure where we're headed. This way? Abandoned subway. Well, let's go ahead and fly. There we are. Yeah, I'm sure the lesser heroes can take care of those problems. You know, the more important bad guys have to be taken care of by us. Seeker here. Into the subway we go. For anyone watching this, especially on the YouTubes, it's not dead. Well, it was dead. It's alive again now. You can play it on a local server on your own machine. But if you want to play on a public server, there is one out there. Just need to Google up Marvel Heroes Tahiti. Just a side area. Not sure if this is a side area. I think this is just a side area. So basically just a treasure room. Yep. Fight some mobs, kill them, get some loot. And that's it. Loot cache revealed. The cache is by the door. More about the XP
It's crude,
bubbles.
but it might be useful.
Now, their emulator project is almost finished. They're coming up close to a 1.0 release. They still have some questions they haven't answered on their own yet, which is, do they want to try and implement the version of the game that was essentially the most popular, or do they want to continue with this, which is basically the version as it existed when the servers?
Now that's what I'm talking about.
That has not been, as far as I know, decided. But if you played when it was live, same game that it was at the end of life. Delicious XP balls. Lone Star Wolf, good evening. And with that, I am now the #1 Marvel Heroes streamer on Twitch. There was only one other streamer, and he had one viewer. I now have 2 viewers. Thank you guys for making me the #1 Marvel Heroes streamer on Twitch. Couldn't have done it without you, obviously, because, you know, that's kind of how reality works. You broke my jaw. As you can see, I am playing Iron Man, but the entire character, the entire character roster is available. Sadly, not including the hero that was going to be released just before the game, which was Thor Odinson, the non-hammer version of Thor. Are you Thor, God of Hammers? Essentially the version of Thor from Ragnarok. It did get shut down years ago. This is the private server. They've been working for years on the emulation. They're rapidly approaching the 1.0 release, I think in the next couple of months. And if you ever played live, you can still download the client from Steam, and you have to make one small change to the command line to point it at the Tahiti server instead, and you can get those instructions by just Googling Marvel Heroes Tahiti, like the island. And they've come a long way. It used to be like most heroes had only a couple of their skills that were working, emulated. I think all the hero skills are now in the game, and they're just rapidly approaching, finishing it, and going to release.
Yeah, time to shake this place down.
It may not be on the list, but it is still in your Steam database. If you ever played it, it's in your Steam database. Oh, that feels shocker. That's what happens when you name yourself out of a sexual innuendo joke, sir. There you go. Level 17.
Hey, I just had a great idea. I bet I get stuck with the bill for cleanup.
I know some people had to basically, the Steam database still has the information, and sometimes there's a command basically to restore anything that you may have like deleted or that the system may have automatically deleted. For me, it was still in my list. I had over 1,000 hours in it when they closed it down. And it's a fun ARPG where you just do a shitload of blasting. Sometimes you don't need anything more from a game than that. Just having fun, blowing shit up and beating the crap out of bad guys and using cool powers. Right.
Anything else need detonation?
This away? Oh, hi! I'm sorry, were you using that head? It's one of those games that, like a lot of ARPGs, it's kind of predicated on, I just want to kind of put my brain,
It's connected to a warehouse.
not quite on
supposedly
neutral,
filled with all his
but maybe
ill-gotten
first
gains.
gear,
Well, sure. He is the kingpin
blow some stuff up, get some loot.
for a fast food franchise. You know, because he's fat.
I've got your back. Let's go.
Perfect circle. She's good. We'll fly. We'll try to fly. There we go. Marvel Heroes Omega, yeah, that was the last release version. And that is what's currently running here.
The Kingpin has surprisingly...
Now, they're also working on emulating the earlier version before Omega came out. But I think for release, they're going to release the Omega version. Yep, Marvel Heroes Omega, as you can see right here. We're in the Kingpin's warehouse. How unfortunate. The bad guys, you know? Nothing there. Only played it for 7.2 hours. Well, if you played at launch, that is entirely understandable. At launch, the game was not very good. I played it in beta. I did not bother to play it. Like, I don't know, maybe 4 months later or so, I decided to give it a try now that it's launched and everything. And the game had improved just so much. It was actually a lot of fun. And eventually, by the time it closed down, I had all of the heroes. Now, all the heroes are available for free now. You do earn G's, which were the currency when the game was live, by playing, that you can then spend on cosmetics. I'll do that now. So you cannot actually spend dollars to get G's, but you'll get G's just by playing. I'm going to get a costume. I want to get the Iron Man Age of Ultron Hulkbuster. Remember, it looked like it was pay to win. The popular characters had paid unlocks. There were unlocks for all characters. There were 3 tiers. There were, it cost Eternity Splinters, which you would earn over time. And I think it was 200, 400, or 600, depending on how popular the character was. So yeah, if you wanted a whole shitload of the most popular characters, you'd have to buy the Gs. I actually checked before the stream. They were 100 Gs for $1. If you bought $20 or more, you got bonus. Up to, I think, if you paid $100, you got 11,500. Pretty standard for sort of maybe you want to call it a gotcha. I'm not sure. But the more popular ones had more expensive unlocks in terms of Eternity Splinters. You'd either have to save up the splinters or spend some money, or get lucky in a random box, because occasionally you get random box drops too. Let's see. There we go. I am now in the Hulkbuster outfit. What can I say, man? Size matters, you know. So I got an 8 Eternity Splinter drop. The Eternity Splinters drop more freely than they used to, but not excessively. You could probably earn on average, probably, I don't know, 10 or 20 per hour. Maybe more? Probably more. It was never pay to win, but they were close to adding it before they closed. Yeah, it's not entirely clear where they were going with the guy who was in charge at the time, but it wouldn't have surprised me. They had just gotten to the point where they started, I believe they launched the console version, I think, right? Doc Ock, everybody.
Your meddling ends now.
I don't think so, Doc. Did he call me a Cretan? I'm not from Crete. I'm not even Greek. about you just eat some... Ow. Okay. Note to self, be a little more cautious about that. And, oh, nice big beam of lasery death for you, Doc. Oh! Got him. Console version launched and had some exclusive stuff that never made it back to PC. We'll see if they change that. They may not be able to access that.
I was looking for that.
They're emulating code, so theoretically,
Sweet
yes.
Christmas. Who the hell was that?
Calls himself the Hood.
So all the good names were taken?
Don't underestimate him. That cape and hood let him teleport anywhere in the world.
Intel says he's a serious pretender to Kingpin's throne.
Damn it!
Okay then. Good job,
There's
everybody.
a game called Need for
We
Speed
just
World
gave
that
the
they
Hood
shut
the
the
edge he
servers
needs
down.
to
Some
take this
people set up a
entire
private
city.
server, kept it
Ain't
going,
gonna happen.
like they did with this game.
Someone somewhere.
It kind of
knows where this
depends.
guy
There are a
is.
number of different kinds of private
We
servers.
need to go to
you can
Fury
have.
with this.
These guys are
Actually,
reverse
I
engineering,
think I know who we should
which
talk
at least
to
in
first.
America is legally protected. Not that that
That
necessarily
hood guy
means
is
anything.
really starting to bug me.
Star Wars Galaxies has two versions that are out there. They have the reverse engineered clean room version, which again is protected under U.S. law, theoretically at least. Although if they got sued, they'd probably have to, shut it down because they can't afford it, even though they have a winning case. The other server is from leaked code, actual leaked code from Live. Obviously, that's not legal. Now, what happened with City of Heroes also was City of Heroes had code leaked from, I believe, the test version of the last version of the server before they shut down. And that was leaked, but eventually, after it got public, the team that was running the largest servers, they spent a lot of time talking with NCSoft and eventually got a license. So, Star Wars Galaxies emulator is legal. In America, your laws may vary. This game should be legal because, again, it's being done with Black Box. They don't have access to the server code, so they're emulating the server code. And theoretically, you have to have your own copy of the client. City of Heroes, definitely legal. They have a license. Star Wars Galaxies, the leaked version, not legal, but nobody's come knocking legally on their doors. A lot of games are, especially MMOs, people are trying to do emulation for them to bring the games back to life. So far, it doesn't happen very often. Leaked code, you think? Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, a lot of times, they're shutting down the project. All it takes is one engineer with access to the code base who's not happy about it. And if he's careful, no one will ever know it was him. So it doesn't surprise me.
I bid you
Ever.
welcome.
123,000 experience. Are you experienced? Have you ever been experienced? I am.
Just thought I'd mention the fact that you may see a lot of...
So in the
you
U.S.,
around here.
reverse
That's a
engineering
big part of why we're after the tablet.
is
Something
protected
seems to be playing
under
jump rope
the
with fabric
Phoenix
of reality.
BIOS lawsuit. That was way back when the IBM PC first came out. They had
man,
a
can you be
BIOS,
serious for
and
2 seconds?
Phoenix reverse engineered the BIOS, basically the boot operating system. And IBM sued, but because of the methods used, where they didn't copy any code or anything, they simply copied function. In other words, if you do this, this will happen. That you cannot copyright or trademark. And so as long as you do the reverse engineering in a black box, where they never have access to any code, that is protected by U.S. law. Former Dove helped them get it. There are also cases where, in some cases, the companies have made it clear that they don't care. For instance, Warhammer Age of Reckoning, the Warhammer MMORPG, they have basically a tacit agreement with the guys running the private server. Go ahead, we don't care, as long as you guys don't try to make a buck from it. And so sometimes you have that, where the company says, fine, go ahead. Experiencing joy watching this stream? Good evening. You're experiencing joy. If you've been taking too many opiates, you might want to calm down. Joy? Joy? Is it happy, happy joy, joy? Where was I? I need to talk to Ben Urich. Hold me.
Who's that handsome
Hold me?
billionaire
Hold on.
over there?
You don't have to hold me.
Oh,
But you can if
It's
you
just
want.
me.
Let's pretend I'm impressed, then move on.
I will spare you reading the storyline stuff.
The royalties on this are gonna be sweet.
Ding 18 on my intelligence has gotten smurder. So if you've never played, your stats do have importance. A lot of items will increase stats, and so for instance, Iron Man, I believe, is in energy and intelligence for the most part. He's less interested in fighting or speed or strength, although I think he also has good durability. And these all have effects on your character. The loot has no cosmetic changes to it, but it all actually makes a difference. This one is giving him more health and damage reduction and so on. Pardon me. So let's see. This one has a much higher damage rating, a critical hit rating, but it doesn't have the +4 to energy. The +4 to energy gives my suit more power. That's my suit power there. My skills use suit power. When I run out, I have a very limited number of skills I can use. The belt. I don't currently have a belt. Well, let's put the belt on, because now I have a belt. That's just science. More health. Slightly less damage reduction. Increased damage versus bosses. Sure, we'll wear that. And the boots. Health, but no, the boots have +4 int. And int is one of those basic stats that's good for this build, so we do not want to get rid of it.
Trying out a new model so soon, Mr. Stark?
Let's go ahead and sell that. You wonder who we're talking to. That's Jarvis. Tony Stark's original Alfred, the butler.
Hey, Jen.
Jarvis, the
Dinner time?
butler. Next up, proceed to the New Jersey docks. Hey, guys, we're going to Jersey. All right? Hi, guys. Did that hurt? That looked like that might have hurt.
Leave me alone!
Now, if I didn't want Iron Man as my sidekick here, yeah, he's an older version of Iron Man. I mean, we all have older versions of ourselves. I used to be young. Really hard to believe, I know. So if I wanted to change, I could swap to any of these team-ups. Basically just a sidekick hero. They have their own abilities and whatnot. But I always like putting them together. Iron Man with old Iron Man and so on. All right, we're going in. Pursuing the Hood.
Just to be clear, you are not bossing me around.
Return to Port Elizabeth. Okay. That was the Hood getting away from me because I was
Try to get my good side.
being a smartass, but then, hey, I am Tony Stark, right? Tony Snark. about some rockets? Everyone likes rockets. Maybe not in the face. Maybe not everyone enjoys having them in the face. I've never had a rocket in the face. I'm just guessing, but I might not like it. This is just sort of a little side dungeon. We have an AIM base. I always felt they didn't do enough with AIM in the movies. I always thought AIM was like the coolest of the bad guy
When
groups.
we're done here, victory party on me.
No shortage of them, is it? Lots of aimers, men. I have no idea. Remember when Diablo 2 was new, some people tried to create BattleNet emulators so you could run your own server. Blizzard sued them and got it shut down. That doesn't surprise me. That's the thing with emulation. Even if what you're doing is legal, very rarely is anyone running an emulator or making an emulator in any position to actually fight a legal battle. You know, right or wrong doesn't matter. If Lucas films, arts, whatever the hell they're called these days, wants to wants your Star Wars emulator to go away, they're willing to spend the money. Unless you are already a millionaire, you've got no way of fighting back. Now, so far they haven't done that. They haven't even tried to shut them down. Knock on wood.
Seriously, not worth my time.
Well, if it got to a legal battle, but under most circumstances, anyone running an emulated server doesn't have the means to even try and fight that. Basically, the only thing that keeps them from piling on is the inevitable bad publicity that would come from beating up on the little guys. Unless a layer will yeah, well, in that case, if you're going up against the incredible flesh-eating lawyers that Marvel and Disney have, you're going to need more than a lawyer. But at least to date, Lucas and Disney don't seem to care about the Star Wars galaxies. We'll see if they end up caring about this. Theoretically, they don't have a legal leg to stand on. But theory's a marvelous thing, and it doesn't always resemble practice. You probably noticed. Yet. Yet is exactly correct.
Try to get my good side.
Alright, I'm Iron Man, but that thing, it has a super screw. These guys can hardly build robots at all. I mean, come on, that thing almost fell apart. Oh, actually, it completely fell apart. I did help a little.
here.
Level
Victory
19.
party on me.
I came in at 15, so I've gotten 4 levels in 45 minutes. I have to navigate through the aim yard. Let's go ahead and make things a little quicker. AIM has their own submarines. See? Now that's cool. A bad guy with his own submarine. Now, you know, if I was a supervillain, you know, I don't know for sure that I would want a submarine, but I would want the option to have a submarine. Let's grab this to unlock it. I'm not sure if we have to unlock it. Well, that was a player playing Squirrel Girl. A friend of mine,
Sorry, not happening.
Prestige, as is not uncommon in some games, you can prestige, basically reset your character down to level 1, start over, level the whole way up, and when you get to the end, you'll get, for instance, your name in a different color. You can see my name here is in white. And he prestiged Squirrel Girl all the way, which was like 8 colors, basically leveling her up 8 times. Impressive, Hollow. I'm not sure it's the best idea, but it was impressive. That is another player. That's Tino again. We saw Tino earlier. We have, supposedly we have an actual bad guy coming over here. I guess not. I guess it's just a Gotta get the little green bubbles. We're here for the XP. It is a fun game, and you know, it is an older game. Oh, here we go.
Do you crave the excitement of international criminal intrigue but lack the skills to make that dream come true? Do the voices inside your head tell you that you were meant for something more? Do you sit there day after day seething with the need for revenge but don't know how to get it? Then the Taskmaster Institute is for you. Here at the Institute, we train you for a life of power and skill. You will learn 7 different styles of martial arts and many forms of advanced weaponry. If you're smart enough to find me, you're smart enough to learn the lessons I can teach you. The Taskmaster Institute. When you
1860?
Absolutely
got
know
killed.
You were meant for something more.
I just love that little piece of humor. Here, let me fly. It's a little faster, you know. Everybody's got fast travel. Mine just happens to be cooler than this. Cleaning the yard. It is a fun game. It is, as I described it earlier, it's one where you can check your brain at the door. You can't quite put it in neutral, but first gear is more than enough. And you just blast stuff. The prime designer of the game is was David Brevik, who you may have heard of. He invented a couple of games that are pretty well known. Diablo 2.
I wonder how this works.
You know, But this is definitely a more casual, meant to be more of a fun, just blaster type game than the Diablo games were. I mean, the Diablo games had that for sure. That you could just, blast. But this game was predicated on, you're a superhero, we're going to give you bleeping superpowers, have fun. And that's what I'm doing, I'm just blasting. Did S.H.I.E.L.D. send you? Do I look like I work for S.H.I.E.L.D.? Tony Stark. I work for me. You may have heard of me. I'm the boss of me. And they are approaching the 1.0 release for this, so a couple of months, I think, maybe a month, maybe two, relatively soon at any rate.
Sorry, not happening.
Oh, he should have run away a little faster. You broke my jaw.
That was a swell bit of multitasking.
Alright, I believe we have the boss room coming up.
What would people do without me?
And this is the Shocker. About which all I can say is that. I'm sure he was named before that entered the... oh, are we on Taskmaster? No, it's Taskmaster first, sorry.
All right, looks
860,
like
got kill.
Almost beat Thor with this. Tell me what you think of this.
Oh, he died. How about some more rockets? And I think more rockets. Can you ever really have enough rockets? I'm not sure you can.
Guess I've learned my
Level 20.
That didn't go exactly.
Is
like
it complicated to set it up? That's a little complicated, but I'll take a moment. If you ever had it from Steam, it's still in your Steam collection and you can download the client. All you need to do is change one line of text or add it so that it points it at a different server, this specific server, and you can run it from here. If you don't have access to the client, I don't know how to get it, and that's not me pretending. I honestly don't know because I had access. I didn't have to look it up. But if you look up Marvel Heroes Tahiti, that's the server, is Tahiti because it's a magical place, for those of you who saw the TV show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. All of the information you need is there. Also, if you're not interested in that, there is a GitHub server, and you can run it locally on your own machine. You, again, still would need the client. If you don't have access to the client, my guess is if you check with do a Google search somewhere out there, you can find the client for download. You might even be able to get it from Steam if you never had it from Steam. I don't know how Steam works with that. But if you ever had it from Steam, it's easy to set up. If you never had it from Steam, I don't know how easy it is to set up. That's sort of the not really short, but kind of short answer. I'm going to AFK for a sec and refill my coffee cup. Let's see. Cannery Row. Okay. So I will show you that. Should I finish out this chapter? Maybe I should finish. Yeah, I'll finish out this chapter, and then I'll show you kind of what most of the time in game you would spend doing, which is more just sort of blasting through the open world. Sort of, this is all instanced stuff for the most part. Well, it's instanced, but not just instanced to you. There can be, as you've seen, we've run into other players in here. But there is also sort of the equivalent of an open world filled with dynamic events. Hey, dude, don't get in the way of a guy in an enormous multi-ton powered suit. That's just not a good survival trait to have.
No more.
Okay, we're in the Hood's hideout. Hi guys. Need to go downstairs, find our way back through the other side of the ship, and then we fight the Hood. And that's the end of this chapter, and then I'll do some of the equivalent of the open world one.
Just give me to the cops already.
It's really nicely done. I mean, it died, well, for a couple of reasons. First of all, I don't imagine it made much money from Marvel, and they probably just wanted... Corporations always want to simplify their life. So they'll take something that's profitable and they'll just say, you know, that's not worth my paying attention to, even though it's profitable. Cut it. Also, there were some legal issues coming up with the guy who had taken over being in charge of the company at the time that were kind of
when we're done here, victory party on
scandalous and unpleasant. And so that was probably part of it as well. They simply said, yeah, we're not making enough money from this use of our intellectual property that it's worth the trouble. Kill it. That was long after Brevik was gone, by the way. So I want to make sure that he doesn't get the heat for that. What did I do to morality clause in Disney's character contracts? That was certainly rumored to be part. I don't. That was the guy who was in charge. I can't remember his name. David something, Dennis something. I don't think that was ever confirmed, but it was certainly, yeah, that was what I was referring to, is that there was some definite seedy and unpleasant things coming out about the guy in charge. And whether that was the entirety of it or just a part of it, I don't know. But I would personally believe that, yeah, it probably was part of it. And it is still a fun game. Obviously, less players. We'll see what happens when they hit the 1.0 build, which is coming up. All right, the Hood wants to play.
Oh, I've been looking forward to this.
Hood versus Hell. I'll take that. Sorry, it's not happening.
Guns aren't just for show.
Yeah, neither are my rockets just for show. Hood. Got him.
I bet I get stuck with the bill for cleanup.
Tony, stop being a whiner. So back to Avengers Tower, and I'll show you what a lot of time was spent leveling up instead of going through the story, because the story gets repetitive and isn't necessarily the fastest way.
Madame Hydra.
Wait for it. He likes to make an entrance.
The green lipstick, I mean, it goes with her outfit.
No.
I'm just not sure
Everybody settle down.
it's a good look for
We're
her.
here to do business. Isn't that right, Mr. Robbins?
You have my money?
Do you have the tablet? Well done.
And now, it's my turn.
It is.
You have something for me?
I do.
I knew you were gonna try and pull something.
Sure you did.
Actually, I did. That's why I always have a backup plan. That's why I brought the hand.
When bad guys fight bad guys. That's Elektra. Totally looks like Jennifer Garner.
Madam Hydra. Do we have a deal?
The tablet is yours, Elektra. Sold. And that's who has the tablet now.
You sold it to the hand?
Yep. So while you pretty boys are here dancing with me, they're out there making the world in their image. So the question is, how long are you gonna stand here staring at me?
Kind of like his attitude.
Madripoor, huh? Maybe I can write this trip off as a business expense.
Level 21. Let's see, story reward bonus, an epic quality catalyst for my current hero. Let's put that aside. Crafting mats. Those are story rewards. You can open those on any character. Random boost achievement reward. Okay, that went there. Graviton generator. Visual of glowing orbs. God damn it, I always wanted glowing orbs. My biggest problem in life, I have no orbs. Let's equip that. I now have glowing orbs. And you don't. Over here, chance to create a shield, energy damage, and mental damage. I do energy damage, but I don't do mental damage. I occasionally take mental damage and always take emotional damage. I'm a very delicate soul.
Just keep out of my head, Emma, and we'll get along fine.
Put that away. Let's sell that. And now we're going into the downtown area. Midtown, actually, I think it is technically. Yeah, Midtown Manhattan. And this is an instanced but open world area with that where you'll, if there are a lot of players on, most of the time they're going to be here. In 3 minutes, a bunch of bosses are going to spawn. Until then, we just have to keep ourselves busy by beating the crap out of bad guys. Helping innocent citizens. Oh, we've got bosses up. You can see them in the lower right-hand corner. And this is what this part of the game mostly consists of. There are a couple other players here, I think. At least one. There's a Dr. Doom player here. Fighting a bunch of bosses. There's also a Magneto player here. So, it's called Marvel Heroes, but actually also a lot of bad guys. grab the chests of Odin's bounty.
They always pick the hard way.
Grab the relics. We can leave the purples, I think. Craven the Hunter, which was recently a movie that mostly vanished. It was better than 90% of the modern MMORPGs. Do keep in mind this is running at, like, at best 720. But I certainly don't think it looks any worse. And I think it has a style that is appropriate. I'm not trying to do too much graphic. I guess you could say, you know, it knows what it is. Another batch of bosses has showed up. They should be over. Oh, we got an Eternity Splinter. There are at least 3 of us here. Is this not the event? This is not the event. Event? That's Crossbones. That's not the event. This event's in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Yes, he is. Okay, well, we'll do with Crossbones. He's tougher than most of the bosses that you'll run into here in Midgard. The runes, the tactical mask. We want the chest of Odin's bounty. The chests of Odin's bounty drop boatloads of gear, including the yellow stuff, which is higher quality than the purple, which we do want. Now there's also a thing in here of hero synergy, which is when you reach a certain level, you have your hero will gain a synergy. And what that means is you can choose a certain number of synergies from other heroes to give you additional effects. So, for instance, because Iron Man is very high energy damage, I might want to choose a synergy with another hero that has a whole lot of energy. So it encourages you to have more powers, or more characters, so you have more options. But what the game does well is it does this. The mindless, blow 'em up kind of shit with a really nicely done superhero coat of paint. We have another event popping up in 6 seconds. 5. Oh. 2. And it's there. It is 5 Doom bots. And there's some other stuff around too, because there's always shit going on. There's at least 2, I think 3 sort of these open world areas. I know at least 3. along with the Doombots, we also have AIM over here. And Gangbangers. And when there are events running, by events I mean like server-wide events, a lot of times you'll have bonus loot dropping.
That didn't go exactly how you drew it up.
About to finish off this wave of bad guys. Where it really gets wild is because I think you could have as many as like 25 heroes in an instance at once, blowing shit up. And imagine 25 heroes with all those visuals going off at once. Kind of bonkers. Let me get a little airborne. We'll get back to the little safe spot here, and I'll go through my loots. Let's see. We'll put away our goodies. Some of this stuff I don't think is operative yet in game. I think the rune words are now available. There are layers of power that you get access to as you go up to make yourself more powerful. And so items, you can apply rune words to items that will give you various effects. They're similar to, if you ever played Diablo 2, runes and rune words in Diablo 2. In this case, they're runes from Asgard. That is way better. So we want the pretty hat. We'll sell the stuff that we don't want. That's an artifact for a melee class. While I can punch things pretty well, I am not a melee class. So we get XP from that, and in this case, nothing else. This one, we gave an Odin mark and yellow quality armor, 4 energy, yep, and 500 more health. That's just better in almost every way. The repulsors, instead of 171 damage rating, they have almost 400. I have less energy, but the chest I just got had 4 energy. So this is an upgrade combined. Plus it also has a little challenge bonus at the bottom of an extra 1 intelligence. Oh, we got a unique. The unique is the Symbiote Infestation. Requires level 25. I'm not level 25 yet. And yes, that would mean me becoming like Eddie. I would be infected with a symbiote. Like Venom or Carnage. I don't think anyone else can see these things here. I think that's client local only. But each one of these comes with a big chunk of XP and shots at an Odin mark, runes, and shots at yellow gear and uniques. We have another unique and an artifact. And a U rune, not Y-E-O-U-Y-E-W. More XP. That's nice XP too. And one more. I don't know if they have the vacuuming. There used to be a thing for vacuuming in the game where basically it would take all the loots of a certain type and vacuum them up and destroy them. And when you hit a certain amount of the different colors that you had destroyed, you would get a buff. And you could change the buff if you didn't like the one you got. Needs 25, can't use it. Needs 25, can't use it. We will put away the runes. And that also requires 25, which we are not just yet. Alright, there are 4 bosses up. Somewhere in there I left a Eternity Splinter. I will go back and get that. That was the currency for getting new heroes, was Eternity Splinters. You know, or you could, you know, buy the heroes as well. But if you were going to, you know, manage it yourself, there is, I think, one other player here now. Make it 2. Yeah, a couple of the bosses. There have been at least 2 here fighting for a while. 2 of the bosses just died. The bosses just died. You do not want to get in the way of... Whoops. Sorry, my bad. Of the Juggernaut. He has a big red arrow for a tell, and he's capable of one-shotting a lot of heroes, but not most of them. If you stand in the way of his big, I'm going to get a running head start attack, you will regret it. But I'm unstoppable. Ding 23.
I just get smarter every day.
Now we got Living Laser. We have Scarlet Witch here. We have a Doctor Doom. And I don't actually know who that is. That might be Rogue.
I got your back, witch.
In an alternate costume. Rogue has really interesting character in that she copies other heroes' skills. Not all of them, but every hero has a skill she can steal, and therefore that's how she makes her build. It's very interesting and cool. You know, most of the time the powers are, I'm Iron Man, I have the powers that Iron Man has. You know, at the end of Iron Man 2, he does a thing called the one-off, where he spins around, takes apart all of the drone robots that are there. That's the, sort of the elite power that Iron Man gets in this game. Oh, fine, I'll just fly.
You ready for some fun? It's fine, you got me.
It was only a matter of time before you fell into place.
And they didn't skimp on the voice work either. You've got Nolan North doing Deadpool. You've got Mark Hamill doing Green Goblin. Really good voice work. Now, similar to Guild Wars 2, one of the ways they made money is because the bank is shared. So additional bank tabs. or one of the ways they monetized the game. It may be somewhat distasteful, but money does have to be made whether we like it or not. I actually think I like that helm better. This is an Iron Man specific unique. A lot of uniques can be used by any heroes, but some can only be used by a specific hero or by specific types of heroes, or may list several who can use it. And this one requires level 26. I'm level 23, so I can't use it yet. If you'd not have been playing, you never would have known a private server was online. You are very welcome. I average 1 or 2 people who stumble over it while I'm playing it. I haven't played it that often, but I usually get 1 or 2 who are like, this game was dead. Is it not dead? And I tell them how. Excellent. Have a blast. It's probably not going to be quite as good as you remember, but it's going to be fun. Like everything else, you know, looking at the past in rose-colored glasses. They do have a Discord. I don't post on there, but I will read to keep up with the new things that are coming. And I know 1.0 is only a month or 2 out. At least that was the last I heard. I'm really pleased that you found me. Seeing games coming back from the dead unexpectedly is one of the big joys I get as a gamer. I had the exact same occurrence happen with City of Heroes. The rumor was for years that there was a City of Heroes private server, but I didn't believe it because the rumor got passed around a few times. Nobody had any information. It just sounded like, you know, regular kind of bullshit that gamers will talk about when there's nothing else to talk about. And then it came out, no, it's real. And they kept that fucking thing secret for 7 years. Think about that. How do you keep, you know, dozens and dozens of gamers' mouths shut for 7 freaking years? But literally, there were rumors about it. I ignored them, and then the rumors started to come a little bit stronger, and then it was confirmed, and it was like Monday I didn't believe it, Tuesday the rumors were back, Wednesday it's actually real, and by Friday I was playing. And to have a game, you know, that you really enjoyed come back from the dead like that is just such an unexpected pleasure. It's the same thing with this. Also glad to have Fantastic Four in the end. They were removed. Oh, probably contractual problems. Probably Sony. Who had FF4? I can't even remember. Malekith, would you please stop putting up such a fight? Just croak already? Dude, seriously. Malekith will return in, I don't know, 45 minutes or now. Disney bought Marvel. They didn't have rights to the 4, right? Well, I know one of the things they have talked about is they've been working on this emulator, because this was the one that they, I believe that they had used a packet sniffer to see the traffic going back and forth between the server and the client. But they have also talked about they might want to do a second version of the server, which will use the pre-Omega code base. If you played before Omega came out.
It's fine.
they might like to try to replicate that. More chests of Odin's bounty, more XP, more Odin marks, more runes. Oh, couldn't see it there. Horse rune. Horse is a horse, of course, of course. Put these away. We'll put the relic away. Relics go there. And is this better than what we're currently wearing? It gives us more attack speed, but we give up 8. But it is a lovely yellow color and better than double the health. Sure, fine. Fine. I'm sold.
I was hoping you'd show up.
Magneto and the Brotherhood of Mutants are in Midtown. They're over here. You can't see them because their icon is below my head. Now you can see their icons. Hi, Magneto. And we have Magneto on Magneto violence. Can't we all just get along? Yeah, I guess not, really. It's kind of... Mutants have been fighting amongst themselves for a very long time. Alright, who dropped a car on me? Where do you think you're going, Mags? Eric Lencher, so to speak. Something was hurting me rather a lot. Pyro. So for a lot of players, what they did was they did the various battle areas like Midtown, or there's also, I can't remember the name of the other two. One of them is like by the docks. So, here's the teleporter. There's the Midtown Patrol. There's an Industry City Patrol. There's another patrol that I don't have access yet to because it's endgame levels. There's the Holo Sim X Defense for defending the Xavier Mansion. The PvP, which apparently is in beta. There are the terminal missions, which is the storyline missions, but you can do them. There's also the one-shot stories, the Blanc Zoo, March to Axis, and the Vibranium Mines. There's the full story here. And there are also raids. Endgame raids are also in. So that stuff doesn't appear on the terminals until you are of the right level. So the hubs are Avengers Tower, the S.H.I.E.L.D. Training Room. Eventually more of them are added. So far I have finished off, I think I finished off Chapter 3. No, not quite. No, not at all. I finished Chapter 2. I finished Chapter 2. So here we have Buccaneer Beach. Bamboo Forest will be fighting against the Hand, Lowtown, the Recon Post, and eventually the Hand Tower where you fight Electra. And here you've got, ooh, those are locked. Level locked? Probably level locked. Fisk Tower. So that's the Kingpin. Yeah, these are level locked. And that is the old train yard. I think that is Juggernaut. Command bunker. I think that's Magneto. And then Sinister Lab, Mr. Sinister. And we have a total of 10 chapters in the story. You don't have to do the story to level up. Everything it scales. But obviously, if you take a high-level character into a lower-level area, even if it scales, you're going to have better gear, and the stats are going to be proportionally better, and so you can, annihilate stuff. I'll show you. Let's hear you here. You got, of course, your classic game options. You've got the character your set that you're currently playing. Granted, this is shared. The inventory and the bank is shared. So the only things that are unique to the character are the ones that are on that person. Currency tab. Eternity Splinters can be exchanged for the in-game G, which was the official money currency when the game was live. These other marks are spent for other things in-game. Again, I'm not sure if they're planning on a character wipe or not when they go to 1.0. I think they were still trying to figure it out. They were looking at possibilities like you can have one character of your choice at the level cap, or maybe two characters of your choice at the level cap. They were looking at a bunch of different options as to how they wanted your progression to go.
Mind if I cut
I don't know if
that
they've made up their
symbiote
mind.
off? I have some ideas.
Here's the stats. So here you can see all of the detailed things for everything from your hit ratings, your resistances, all of that stuff. You of course have the biography of the character you're currently playing. Here you have the powers they get, the talents and traits. I think that's implemented now. In which case, let's see. I don't think I have to choose. Right, you get to choose later from each row, I think. There's the Infinity System, but that doesn't unlock until you have a character at level 60. There's the Hero Synergy System. This one locks immediately to where you can have 10 synergies. And when you reach level 25, a synergy for that character will open up. So, for instance, Captain America here is level 31, and at level 25, 2% chance to deflect. And so if you choose him as one of your synergies, you get that, even though you're not Captain America. So, for instance, here on Iron Man, I have a signature power. I don't have access to the SIG yet. That's the one-off. It's a big hitter. And this will make it do more damage. This is bonus credits per drop. This is additional health. I am getting these bonuses because I have selected these 10 heroes that I've gotten to level 25 or better. And then at 50, you get the second of the synergy from any character you currently have a synergy chosen with. Here, you've got the roster. You choose your heroes. As you can tell, lots of heroes to choose from. Each one levels up separately. And you have team-ups, basically a sidekick. And you can choose from amongst these. All of these are initially unlocked. Again, when it goes to 1.0, I don't know how they're going to handle all of that. But right now, all heroes and all team-ups are available for everybody. Missions here. You also have the shared quests. Industry City Patrol shared. That's where I was not running around. Sorry, I was running around in Midtown Patrol. But if I had been running around in Industry City and completed these basically daily quests, I'd have gotten extra rewards. Level 60 to open influence missions. The social panel, friends, people who are nearby. There are currently 3 of us in Midtown. And I don't have a superhero group yet. Not sure if it's implemented. The achievements panel is a work in progress. You do get a reward for the days you log in. The store, you do have you get a certain amount of G, which was the currency for the real money store, by doing stuff. You can also add more by turning eternity splinters into them. And here is where you have announcements. For instance, Terminal Tuesday, there's special bonuses. Again, the heroes are all owned already, currently. You can spend your G if you want. I spent 400 to get the Hulkbuster for Iron Man. Items are things like buffs and stuff like that, or cosmetic pets. The team-ups, as I said, these are all already unlocked. Cards were basically a method. You can see here, you could get lucky and drop get a rare costume drop, or a rare pet, or that kind of thing. Again, these are using the in-game currency, which you can get from Eternity Splinters. Eternity Splinters were originally used to unlock heroes, but at least currently, all heroes are unlocked. So the use for them is to buy this kind of stuff, cosmetics, whatnot. Specials. Again, we've got costumes and other goodies here. Again, I'm not sure how much they're going to make of this, and how much of it's just sort of a window. And then the same thing with the bundles. I don't know how they're going to implement this when we finally get there. A lot of these are things like either a hero unlocks or multiple costume unlocks, stuff like that. And that's the store, and that's the news there. Welcome to Project Tahiti. Yeah, include things like known issues. Small bugs still exist being looked into. They're not quite 1.0, but they're getting close. I'm glad I had a chance to play it again tonight, and at least turn at least one player onto it now that it's back. I'm very happy about that. That's always a delight. An actual delight is when I'm playing a previously dead game and someone goes, "Holy shit, this game's not dead?" It's dead, but that doesn't mean you can't play it. But I am going to call it here. I've been blabbing a lot, and my throat, it's parched. So I want to thank you all for hanging out. As always, I am very, very appreciative. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and afternoon, with more of my peculiar brand of nonsense and horseshit. I do not know what I'll be playing. I didn't know I was going to be playing this until like 20 minutes beforehand, when I went, I haven't played the Marvel Heroes for a while. Let's play that. And so I did. So I don't know what I'm playing tomorrow. But I should be back. Again, thank you guys for hanging. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Tuesday night, or possibly Wednesday morning, goes great. Take care.